Color Out of Space, a movie based on the H.P. Lovecraft novel of the same name, one of my favourite horror authors by the way, stars Nicolas Cage playing Nathan Gardner, who lives on a farm with his family, nice peaceful existence, until one day their front yard is interrupted when a meteorite drops and releases an extraterrestrial organism that infects the environment, their bodies and their minds alike. And you guessed it, this doesn't actually have a physical form, it's more in the form of a colour. And that colour we see as human beings, we perceive as pink. However, it's made clear in the movie that when you actually see this colour, you cannot comprehend what actual colour it is. It is unlike any colour you've ever seen before. But obviously for visual effects, they had to make some sort of colour that we can see as humans. And that looks like a kind of pinkish, purplish colour. And in H.P. Lovecraft fashion, we are treated to a descent into madness with all of our characters. And when it comes down to descending to madness and going absolutely crazy, who does crazy better than Nicolas Cage himself? This is Nicolas Cage at his Nicolas Cageiest. There is several moments in this film where his overacting is very noticeable, but very much suits the film in this case. In previous movies, his overacting kind of didn't suit the movies, but in this movie, it does kind of fit. There was one part in particular where Nicolas Cage is in his car and goes absolutely ballistic. You can't help but giggle to yourself, but it also doesn't feel like it's out of place in the movie. It feels like you can have a bit of a giggle with what's going on. In some movies, the humour comes and just doesn't fit. In this case, even though it might be unintentional, I'm not too sure, it's still fitting either way. It works.
You cocksucker! You cocksucker!
And it's not until about the 1 hour mark, which is way beyond the halfway point, where things really pick up. And how can I put this? Something happens that's really effed up, and you're going to be scratching your head thinking, what the hell am I watching? And that, it really is a H.P. Lovecraft type film or story. One of the issues I have is not particularly the pacing, because I enjoy slowly paced movies. I think this was actually paced quite well and was quite necessary to tell the story, but I just wanted to see more of those effed up moments and see how more people are infected and also the environment by this organism. However, according to the sources that I found online, this movie had a super small budget of $6 million, which is super small, and considering the practical effects, the visual effects, and the acting in this movie, I think that they could not have done a lot better for $6 million. Even if you doubled that budget, some movies that have like a $30 million budget look a lot more horrible than this one. Which makes me wonder, if the budget was $6 million, how much of that $6 million did Nicolas Cage get? It seems like he's just taking on any role that he possibly can lately. He's just popping up in every movie all over the shop. I don't even know how the man has time to sleep with how many movies have been coming out lately. But hey, Mandy was an absolutely amazing, probably flawless film. And this is very good as well. However, not quite as good as Mandy, if you ask me. If memory serves, I scored Mandy a 13 out of 13. On the Bannock Evil scale out of 13, Color Out of Space gets a very well deserved 11. Considering how low the budget is, I think this movie has done incredibly well. Yes, I wanted to see a little bit more, but obviously wanted to see more in terms of the effects this organism actually has on more people and the environment around it. Probably would have costed a lot more money and also wouldn't have anywhere near fit into the budget. I think they really stretched it out as far as they could possibly stretch it. Seriously, if you see this movie, if you're into horror movies, science fiction, cosmic type horrors, then you're going to enjoy this. Director Richard Stanley has done an absolutely amazing job considering how small the budget is. I hate to repeat myself, but he did absolutely amazing, and he wants to release at least 2 more H.P. Lovecraft based movies, which I can't wait for. And hopefully, based on the success of this one, he gets a bit of a bigger budget and he can actually do something even more special for us all. So fingers crossed. Let me know what you all thought of this movie in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, keep on coming back, and most importantly, stay creepy.